Hello and welcome back, everyone, for our second match of the day. Game 2, as Team Liquid Academy are taking on Evil Geniuses Academy and find themselves down as Evil Geniuses came out of the gate swinging their crumbs with a really fun composition, and they actually made it work in the early game, getting a snowball rolling.
I liked what we saw because it's already been 2 days of watching 100 Thieves just steamroll people with this karma composition, and Team Liquid tried it. They tried to pull it out with the Kindred instead of the Sinzao. It looked like it was going to go up to a roaring start, 7 stacks very early on, yet Evil Geniuses just knew exactly how to play around it. I think Team Luke did a great job this game, not only finding multiple picks on his own, but then in combination with the team. And yeah, he gets taken out here, but the damage had already been done. Taking out the Kindred, slowing her down was critical for their win. And this right here was a fight that sealed it all for Evil Geniuses. As our Mayo face checks, the rest of the team instantly collapses. I love seeing that. They all knew what needed to happen. They played around it, and it looked so darn good.
Jojo Pyun and Team Luke both had different times throughout this game where the Buster Shot and Dragon's Rage actually worked against the Kindred, right? Like, that's the thing that we always say is, oh, these kind of counter Kindred, right? Because you can kick them out of their ult, but rarely do you actually see it work out here. And this was the final fight that Evil Geniuses just won off of. Team Liquid, they lose the Baron, and then they go for more. Armeo just walks all the way up here and then gets kind of blown up.
They want to keep going, and Team Luke actually had a really nice Buster Shot onto Jenkins, ulting him away when he jumped in, and then he now gets to start the resets. Just some really cool mechanics displayed by Evil Geniuses AD carry, and despite the game initially being playing around the solo lanes, to me, Tristana was the standout. Team Luke really played well. The rest of the team obviously knew what their role had to be, just protect Tris once she gets so far ahead. And then it was lights out for TL. This composition needs to get ahead. It's the downside of the karma. If you don't have a way to engage, then you are at the mercy of the opponent.
Exactly. You can't really control the pace of the game with this kind of composition. You have to just play opposite side of the map, which was working in the early stages. I thought Team Liquid were approaching that critical mass, but I think that Evil Geniuses found the perfect window to actually make their composition come onto line once they had those two items, get that Barret, and then close out the game real quick. Let's see if they can do it again, though, because this is game number 2 now. We see Evil Geniuses will be on the blue side, Team Liquid Academy on the red side. This is probably my favorite part about the new best of 2 format, Crumbs, is the fact that every single day we get to see the teams play against each other on each side. That changes so much on this current meta because there's so many priority picks that blue side wants to get, and there's so many combo power picks that red side can pick after.
It teaches these teams so much about adaptation from one game to the other, and I really like the fact that you also get to see the jungle pathing be changed significantly. Oftentimes, it's all it takes is a change of sides for the jungler to not be able to play to the top side anymore. He's going to have to path down. He's going to have to start red if the champion is better at doing so. And so you have to show a different look, and it improves the practice overall because you can't just go into a week thinking, oh, well, we only have blue side games this week. Let's just only play blue side strats. And suddenly you're weakening one side of your gameplay. It's like going to the gym and just deciding that, oh, well, today I'm only going to train my left arm or my left side of my body because the pictures are only of my left side.
Yeah, I'm specifically a right arm, Abercrombie model. I just need this to be toned a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think the more accurate analogy would be just upper body, right? Like they're skipping leg day, right? Let's label it this side. Red side is leg day. Nobody wants to be on red side. There's only specific weirdos that prefer that. Most of the time, you want that upper body pump, right? But it's good to have both. It's good to be well balanced, as all powerlifters would know. I'm sure I just lost half of the audience off of that analogy. Sorry, everybody. I'm sure the Twitch chat's not the best for talking powerlifting analogies here, but let's think about it from the team's perspectives right now, because if you're Evil Geniuses on the blue side now, Crumbs, let's get a little predictive and start getting in their heads from their coach's perspective. You know, obviously, they just took down Team Liquid when Team Liquid was playing this long scaling comp, so if you're now on the blue side, do you change anything up from your approach to this game? What should this be from the perspective of the winning team here?
I think you don't necessarily have to change anything. It depends on how they felt about beating the karma. because it could have gotten out of hand. There were some fights that looked really close, although TL looked a little bit out of sorts in combining so many key ultimates. What I do think they can take into account from game one is who was playing really well, and can you get them that pick again? Because Tristana as a first pick isn't a bad idea right now. You can actually take away that pick and get a lot of value out of that one if Team Luke is going to be playing it into an Ezreal once more. So I think that you could prioritize Team Luke if you want to give him that matchup and he feels really confident in whatever Yon is going to be playing into it. But beyond that, it's just setting up contracts. It's a jungle or AD or some broken pick that you must have. I think that's the way to approach the blue side right now for EG.
Contracts and Team Luke both had incredible performances in that game number one, so I got to kind of double down on that. Yeah, if you can get Team Luke on Trist, he's shown time and again now in this summer split that this is his champion. This is his comfort. This is something he can absolutely carry on. And when you have a younger talent, somebody that hasn't been around competitive play in League of Legends at all for that long, went from collegiate, a brief stint in collegiate into a brief stint in amateur, and now straight into academy. You know, this is a new environment for Team Luke to develop and grow in. So getting him something that he feels comfortable and confident on, I think should be highest priority. But now let's bring things back over to the Team Liquid side. Because again, they got what they like to play. They got what they're comfortable with, and they were not able to close out the game here. So what's the game plan now on the red side for the boys in blue?
I think that you could just switch it up entirely, or just actually go with the Xin Zhao instead, because the Kindred works, I think, better when you have the Lulu. We talked about this earlier. She's better at protecting those single persons, but when you're trying to actually engage and start a fight, she can't put herself in the front line. She's not the champion that wants to face check. She needs somebody else to do that for her. So without that kind of champion coming from the jungle, the other lanes need to be really far ahead and be interested in grouping if that's what they want to be doing. The Taric is not going to be face checking either. This champion fell behind in the lane. He needs to be just there to be able to pop the ultimate for somebody else, not for himself. So I think that Team Liquid can just try something new, and EG isn't even going to be allowing Team Liquid to have that choice. They will ban the Karma. They did feel like, hey, we beat it, but that was not fun to try to beat that one. We'll just get rid of it.
I think it's much easier to draft if you take the Karma out of the equation, right? You know, you don't need to worry about, okay, what are we going to match into lane? How are we going to deal with those rotations in the mid to late game? But Team Liquid banning away pretty standard things here. The Renekton, very flexible. We've seen some blue teams opting to pick that first. And then Nidalee, again, to Contracts. They are really respecting Contracts' Nidalee play right now.
He's capable of finding a lot of kills on it, and that's a scary part, because those kills are found by deadly spear accuracy. I mean, Contracts' spears have just been heat-seeking missiles when he's had it, and I think that's the biggest fear, is that you don't want the game to be snowballed by something that you just don't have a lot of practice against. Not a lot of people are going to be playing Nidalee right now, so instead, though, EG will lock away that Rumble, and they will have 2 games of it thus far. It looked pretty good, combined with the Nautilus, with the Lee and the Kindred to be, or pardon, the Tristana, to be able to just keep people inside the equalizer and getting cooked up by the high burst that comes from this pick.
But the thing is, Lee Sin's on the table. This is also a very high priority pick right now. Team Liquid have played it once so far in the summer split. It was actually Harry that was piloting it, but again, can be flexed multiple ways. So I like that lock-in. And they're also going for the Ezreal, despite the fact that Karma and even Lulu will not be on the table to pair with it.
I like Ezreal more right now when he gets to be just an entirely ignored champion. When you're not building around him, when you have a composition that is so aggressive that he then just gets to sit back and poke away without having to be the focal point. When so much of an Ezreal comp is, ooh, can you catch Ezreal? Do you have enough damage to poke him? You're counting on him to do so much. Maybe he misses a few mystic shots, or they land in the wrong picks, and suddenly you don't get that much value. But when Ezreal can be cleanup crew and just be dancing around the outside of a team fight, he gets to be so deadly, and often when he is ignored is when he does the most damage.
Well, we saw what happened last time around. Team Luke got the Tristana Ezreal matchup. So that's the concern that I have, is we got that again, Crumbs. Evil Geniuses were quick to lock in that Tristana. And again, I mean, still technically flexible. Could be Jojo Pion piloting the Tristana in the mid lane. We don't want to call it too soon, but presumably this is Team Luke's champ. So we expect that down there. The answer from Team Liquid Academy, they actually lack in the Diana.
It's going to just be farming it up against the Rumble, knowing that the early game will not have to be very action-packed because Rumble's not interested in those early invades. So the Diana will just gladly take that handshake at the beginning of the game and farm it up so that they can both hit 6, and she'll count on her own ability to be a brutal teamfight engager later on into the game as the way to win against Rumble. But despite that, though, the Diana is a pick that it's pretty mechanically intensive. We haven't seen many players pick her up. She does have her weaknesses, especially when there are easy ways to lock her down. Picks like Set can be so deadly at just stunning her when she goes in. And even Team Luke, if he's on point like he was last game, that Buster Shot can really negate a lot of what Diana wants to do.
She's got one way in, right? But we'll see if they're able to pull it off here. Keep in mind that Diana was paired with Yasuo yesterday when Team Liquid were up against Dignitas. So I'm not calling it yet, but there's a chance we see that run out. I think a big part of that was because of the Gwen jungle, and I think Yasuo, anything that gets on top of Gwen gets in her circle is really good against her. So we'll see if Team Liquid are still weighing that as an option right now. But they ban away the Nautilus, so not confident that set is going to the bot lane, and they ban away the Lucian, still a very prio pick. Evil Genius is answering with the classic Jenkins Kennen ban, and then holding their last one here for the next couple seconds. Really big options would be supports to try and clinch that pool a little more.
Well, you've got Leona and Braum that's been really making rounds in the LCS and around the world. Even in the Academy, it's been really important. Both these teams would benefit from it, but I think EG more than anything wants something to combine with the Rumble, so they will want some physical, or pardon, some tank support that can just keep somebody locked into place. Leona is what comes to mind, even the Alistar, but TL will just take the Rel, and I think this is an easy avenue for an Alistar out of EG. You could go Leona if you feel like that's just the better look for you. It's a really good all-in lane between Trist and her, but Alistar does offer the same thing and has a better matchup into Rel.
And can also just straight up headbutt that Diana away from the team if she's trying to go in. Headbutt that Lee Sin away from the team, right? Has a lot of interrupts for what Team Liquid are trying to do. But I mean, Braum also has similar, arguments towards him. He can also provide a lot of that shield damage against Ezreal's range from over those walls. Like you were talking about, if Ezreal can dance around a fight, a lot harder to get that damage into the enemy composition with that Braum locked in now.
The Unbreakable will stop the Ezreal ultimate and will be really good against Diana. Just attack her and she'll get locked down. So they know there's at least 3 members on TL that want to go into melee range of you. And that's the key in picking Braum, is that you have enough people that want to go into you. You pick the Braum, and combined with Kog'Maw, this is now a really deadly bottom lane. This is not a joke of let's just farm it up and play safe lane. No, if you get hit by Braum passive or his Q, Kog'Maw will instantly proc the stun. His attack speed is so high, you will just get shredded, you will get melted. And I love this adaptation out of EG, just switching it up. It's not going to be Team Luke's Tristana, it's instead going to be for Jojo Pion, and with the double AD carry, Team Liquid takes the signals to take an Akali, doubling down on their identity.
Yeah.
You got a spicy one, Kangas.
I mean,
you're excited.
You're saying you like the Kog'Maw. I'm looking at Lee Sin, Diana, Akali, Rel. Like, I don't know how confident I would be to play Kog'Maw into this comp. Okay, Mystic Quest, you're gonna have to put in some work. You're going to be putting in some work this game. I'm going to tell you right now, because to keep this Kog'Maw alive against this enemy composition will be a task, and Team Liquid are tripling down on that. They're saying, look, we see a lot of squishy members, even a Rumble, Tristana, Kog'Maw, all 3 of those. If an assassin can get on top of them and burst them down fast enough, you blow them up. And yeah, Evil Geniuses will have to play this one very, very safe. But this is a completely different look for Team Liquid Academy, Crumbs.
Look at the summoners, right? They know, they heard. Yeah. Double exhaust from the bot lane. They know that they just have to exhaust Diana, Lee, or even the Akali when they go in. It's a bit of a disrespect to the TL bot lane, saying we can get away in this lane with this as well. But with how dominating Team Luke was against Yeon last game, I don't blame them for going for this. I think they'll be able to get out of the lane just fine. It's going to be about how creative can TL get with these engages, because we can see a world where a good Rel Diana or Lee Sin is just going to immediately delete the carries. It's not going to be close. But with the peel that EG has, if they can mark TL engaged members, if they can be aware from wherever in the map they're trying to flank them that the fight is coming and position themselves around it, it's going to be so much harder for them to actually die to this. And just want to quickly hit on the Braum changing summoners. It isn't going to be double exhaust. It actually is going to be an ignite.
Man, I was ready for the double exhaust. I think they might have needed it, but I guess it's one less defensive tool for Evil Geniuses on the blue side. Loaded onto Summoner's Rift against Team Liquid Academy on the red. 2021 Summer Split Week 2 of Academy here. And Evil Geniuses are staring down a 2-0 finish to their week. This would put them right up there behind 100 Thieves Academy at the top of the standings, but will brick them into the top 3. Team Liquid, same story. Right now, these teams are tied. So there's the win here will differentiate them in the standings. And yeah, this is definitely the closest match that we've had so far today. That last one was back and forward. Evil Geniuses pulled ahead with the snowball. Let's see if they can do it with a different looking composition this time.
Yeah, and the EG though, already going to be starting helping out their jungler with the Braum and the Kog'Maw just going down there, and Tony getting some good harass. So they're happy farming. You've got the double carry, but you shouldn't be thrilled to have a game that is entirely inactive. I think that most of the time that would be fine, but Diana, Akali, and Lee can have ridiculous late game bursts. As long as the engage happens, they will be able to pull ahead and just blow up Kog'Maw, Tristana, and get out.
So that means, how does Evil Geniuses make sure that they don't let that happen? I think part of that equation is make sure that they don't get ahead. If this Team Liquid composition snowballs early, really difficult to control it, right? If they can hit those big item power spikes early on, that means Evil Geniuses are in a world of hurt, which means tracking early jungle pathing, tracking early decision-making from Evil Geniuses to try and make sure that these lane bullies don't actually get off the ground.
I think the key for TL is that they actually have really good lanes. You've got Set, which should win out in the top lane, except for the Ignite that Jenkins will bring to the table. Tristana is going to be really safe against Harry and will be able to also shove him in, as well as have Rocket Jump available to disengage from Armeo. And Team Luke and Mystic Quest, well, it's a Braum. It's really easy to peel and just play the lane safely. So I think that as long as EG just makes sure that the laners aren't dying to these ganks, it'll be up to them to actually keep themselves alive. And I just want to quickly point out how adorable this Kog'Maw skin is. I have not seen that, but what are those two pink buns in his head?
Maybe we can ask the observers to take another look at that one after this jungle pathing here, because Armeo and Contracts are spotting each other out. That's a flash from Contracts. Just hard commits to it. Gets flash out of Armeo, and will try and bully his way towards this river scuttle. Armeo's there, Harry as well. Jojo Pion's joined in. And Contract, oh, actually we saw a kill on the bottom side. Team Liquid's bot lane. Jan and Ayla outplaying Team Luke and Mystic Quest, getting the kill down there. They want to go for more. Answer is no. Contracts, wait, that was Team Luke flashing away. I'm very confused with the chain of events that just happened right here. I feel like a lot of stuff happened off screen and then random things happening on screen. But either way, Team Liquid will walk out ahead.
Yeah, Team Liquid has better 2v2 summoners than EG there with the heal. Something must have happened down in the bottom lane that ended up in a fight. They might have been trying to get too much of a push in order to contest the Scuttle Crab, and they ended up paying dearly for that. But a kill going over to Yeon this early could really hurt them. He seemed like he needed it last time around, and he can start getting the ball rolling on his Ezreal pick. It'll be a different story from last game. Ayla goes in.
Ayla goes all the way up from the bot side, dives in onto Contracts. They get the engage. Jojo Pion with the reset. Can he get back out? There we go. Rocket jumps over the wall to safety. Team Luke in a 1v1 against Jan bot side. Trying to take this. He might just win this 1v1. Oh, takes a turret shot. No! Team Luke walks too far forward, and Jan will get a solo kill.
Oh no, this Ezreal now has 2 kills. He's happy to take that trade right outside his turret. The range was too much for the Kakma. He did not have enough. At least he'll buy Berserker Greaves and waddle his way faster back to the bottom lane, but bit of a disaster happening for EG that Team Liquid is all too happy to capitalize on. They did get double scuttle as well, so Armeo has been the quiet winner after all this mess.
Tony. Jenkins 1v1, he pops the ignite. Tony top flashes away. Jenkins continues the chase. Easy enough kill. Solo over to Jenkins.
Tony can farm, but you can't fight when you're down with the summoner disadvantage.
Oh, Harry wanted it. Mystic Quest trying to answer back. No kills mid.
All right, this one is just so action-packed.
This is scrappy.
We're not getting the time to watch these replays that I'm so interested in seeing, because there are some mysteries that need to be answered.
This is the initial first blood.
Yeah, okay, so they go a little bit too hard for Yeon, who is able to just pull back. That's about as easy as it gets. He uses so many cooldowns to get forward, trying to go onto the Ezreal, but Rel is happy to tank and deal damage in the meantime.
That was really well played by Ayla. Get that double knock up, double stun, making sure that Mystic Quest can't do it. Okay, Harry. I don't know what kind of magic trick that was, but Jojo PN just disappeared. And Harry walks away scot-free. Now Jenkins here on the flank against Contracts. They did not expect an Akali in his own jungle. Mystic Quest is there for backup. So Jenkins will most likely get locked down. Does not actually. Now the dive on the bot side. Crumbs, the action does not stop. These teams are out for blood. And Team Liquid are going to find it. Another kill to the bot laner.
TL is just so mad right now. They are so mad they lost that first game because they are playing aggressive this game, like they've got something to prove. Multiple members finding solo kills. In fact, all of the carries. Jenkins kills his counterpart. Harry just got the kill on Jojo Pion, and Yeon is now just fully snowballed. 3-0 on the edge. We're going to have that Divine Sunder very soon. Look at the little things on his head.
All right, thank you. This is the BMAW skin, but a chroma for it, right?
A black bee, like a little
kind of makes him look like a fly. I'm a little less inclined to say he's cute now. Either way, you know, he's got little pom-poms on his head. I like that. Yeah, well, we'll have to talk to the right skin designers about that one. But back into the game here, Evil Geniuses, they've lost control. Their hands are not even on the wheel. They got both hands up to the sunroof and just swerving in traffic right now. Team Liquid riding a semi-truck right down the middle of the lane here. And that truck is named Harry. Jumping on a Jojo Pion yet again. Team Liquid have a mountain of a lead and are just throwing it all around Evil Genius's jungle.
As someone who recently got his driver's license, I feel what you just said all too well. That is a scary proposition.
Yeah, you're like, you try to, you drop your smoothie down the side. You're like, oh no, I spilled my smoothie. I gotta grab it. And then you look away from the road, and suddenly you find Jenkins got a kill, Harry got 2, Jan got 3. You're like, wait a minute, what happened? What happened? We were just trying to go on a little road trip here. Get our Team Luke late game scaling AD carry into just that, but Team Liquid not letting them rest, not letting them breathe for it at all. 3,000 gold in the lead, and Harry yet again going aggressive on the Jojo Pion. We'll have to flash here as Contracts looks for his first level 6 gank. He just hit level 6, and he doesn't even pull it off.
He's 23 CS behind Armeo, so without that ultimate, though, he now is not going to be able to really participate in these next fights. The Diana has yet to show off what she's got with her own ultimate, and against Contracts that has just earned his, it won't stand a chance. So this is exactly the opportunity that Armeo would like to have, to be able to just play aggressively in his lanes. As now top gets the shove, Harry is dominating in the mid lane, and Yeon, well, he's really fed. So Team Luke and Mystic Quest have to respect that Team Liquid's bottom lane is gonna shove up, and that is where Contracts gets the most pressure. He's just gonna shadow and maybe hope that Diana shows up, because nothing else is happening on the map.
But Ayla and Jan are doing such a good job of making sure that they don't push too far forward. They're actually going to try and freeze this lane right in the middle here, as Harry got a back. Now going back into lane. Armeo hovering around the bottom side of the map too. So no action will happen. Jojo Pion does get one turret plate. Armeo might look for a gank here. Rocket jump used by Jojo Pion. Armeo has flash if he wants to hard commit this with the ultimate with Harry behind him. But Jojo Pion's a little too fast. A little too privy to that gank, so he will get out safely.
It has the buster shot as well, so not worth it. He could probably proc his explosive charge in that time and get another reset off as well. And I've gotten to the bottom of the mystery of Team Luke's skin. It is in fact the B-Mock skin, but it is the Obsidian Chroma that is about to die.
It's about to die. Maybe not quite. Mystic Quest does throw up that shield. Takes a good chunk of damage from that true shot barrage. But it feels like we've been conditioned now, after seeing it enough times, that if the camera goes bot side, that's probably Team Luke dying. But now it's probably mid lane dying. Armeo in a 1v2 situation. Jojo Kyun throws out the buster shot. Harry is here for backup. Evil Geniuses need to back off, need to retreat, as Jenkins is faster on the run from the top lane. Harry hits that Sonic Wave over the wall, tries to jump in onto Jojo. Kyun takes a good amount of chunk backwards and does not get a kill for it. Now Jenkins onto Tony top. Here it's the set. Members of Evil Genius is very low, and they're still very far forward. And now Tony top. He's the new victim. Goes down to Harry on a killing spree. As Jenkins still full health, looking for more onto Jojo Kyun under the turret. Evil Geniuses need to retreat, need to back and reset here. Team Liquid get another kill.
That was really well played by TL, being so patient with the cooldowns. I especially like TL's Jenkins going in onto Tony, preventing him from even thinking about flash ulting somebody, immediately just jumped him and made sure that if he was going to commit, he would be a half HP or lower, and that puts so much pressure on the rest of the team. And that was the start of a really odd gank from Contracts and Jojo Kyun trying to kill the mid laner. Or Diana was just chilling there, and the ultimate buster shotted her away from the equalizer, which should have been the end of the play, but they saw that they could have some more, yet they were wrong.
The melee comp threat here from Team Liquid. Akali, Diana, Lee Sin, if they get on top of you, very hard to get them off of you, and Evil Geniuses are feeling that right now. 4,000 behind, and I just keep going back to what we said earlier, Crumbs. Like, all Evil Geniuses need to do is make sure Team Liquid doesn't get ahead. Ayla steals the red buff, insult to injury onto Contracts right there. And I don't think that Evil Geniuses have succeeded in that mission. I don't want to raise any alarm bells for the Evil Geniuses fans in the chat right now, but Team Liquid do have the snowball rolling in their favor. If we're just doing a look at the items, 2 mythic items completed, and actually the Gnasher's Tooth first on Armeo's Diana. They are ready to fight and already stacking up these dragons.
They are just so threatening right now. EG have to back off wherever TL goes. They are at such a giant item disadvantage, but there's nowhere to go.
Team Luke flashes right away. Mystic Quest, that's okay. Unbreakable's gone. It's used on the True Shot Barrage, but that means that he will not have it for this next dive. Harry under the turret does get knocked up, exhausted, stunned, and will be traded. Harry, no, he survives with a sliver of a health bar, but there we go. Tony top flashes in, hard engages, 1v4, but this was a death sentence all along. Team Liquid with too many members there. They get the dive, they get the trade kill. They're getting everything on the map. Jojo Kyun tries to answer for this mid turret, but Jenkins teleports in. Crumbs, I don't even think the play's over. Jenkins once more, but Jojo Kyun should be able to get out of this one. Buster shots him back, has the rocket jump, gets over, but there we go. Jenkins throws out the ultimate, jumps onto Jojo Kyun and kills him through the rafters.
TL just got so much gold on the map. They killed 4 members of EG in that single play, 3 on the bot side, and then Jojo, who committed for the turret. He's just trying to get something back for this team. That mid lane turret will be valuable, but the damage that Team Liquid has done is just so heavy right now. They got 5 kills onto the Ezreal. They dove the Kog'Maw. The Braum was not able to defend him, and they didn't even have a minion wave. No more flash on Kog'Maw. That puts him as just such a vulnerable target, and with those mythics that were already completed, this was really easy to pull off.
It was so close to killing Harry. Oh, they ignite, one more tick, and then Tony Top's here like, all right, I'll hard commit, I'll hard engage. There's actually a shutdown, though, going over to Kog'Maw, so they would have gotten that either way. Team Luke had that one in the bag. Yeah, Evil Geniuses, they are getting dove again, Crumbs. This is just rinse and repeat. Team Luke does dodge out on that Sonic Wave, does get under the safety of his turret, but Mystic Quest super low on health. Armeo and Contracts in a 1v1 on the side right there. Team Liquid don't find the dive they were looking for, but through the Unbreakable, Jan still does enough damage. 6-0 on the Ezreal, and they'll finally get that bottom turret.
Jojo?
Okay, Jojo Pyun on the flank. Not enough. He gets 1 kill, but traded immediately.
He knew what he was getting into. He knew it's, I just gotta go for something. There's a control ward here. Gets a kill, which is nice, but he's a solo laner that is not longer farming. Team Luke is dead again.
Yeah, he's trying to get this wave. No respect for the fact that Team Liquid still have all their members bot side. Grubs, it feels like Evil Genius has just pulled onto a one-way, driving the wrong direction right now. They are not fighting much on this map.
Oh, it's dark at night too, so they actually don't know that the traffic has come the other way. There's no lights to tell them, so they're just going deeper and deeper in this way until some vehicle or unsuspecting object will give them the heads up. This is not the way to go.
Why are all the signs facing the other direction? Wait, right. I'm a little confused right now.
Backwards country is.
Yeah, it's not the best look right now for Evil Geniuses in this game number 2 after a very impressive performance in game 1, right? I don't want to take that away from them because they did a very good job controlling the game in game 1, but Team Liquid, you said it, it seems like they're mad. They're playing like they are upset and ready to prove their prowess. 1v1 to Jenkins under the turret. He picks up that one. Evil Geniuses will get Harry. Jojo Pyun again diving in like a mad lad. Underjustada actually gets out this time around. 3-3 on this mid laner. Maybe the only chance that Evil Geniuses has some semblance of hope to come back to this one, but it's still, that seems like a reach.
Now, losing that 1v1 top really hurts EG much more than that fight in the bot side. Trading 1 for 1 when you're this far behind and losing so much control of the game will go in the favor of Evil Geniuses as long as major objectives aren't lost. So they're happy to take those trades, especially if they get some summoners. It's just that Jenkins is getting so far ahead. He's solo killing Tony. If Tony can't hold them, no one can.
Yep. Maybe they can get Jan. Maybe Jojo Pyun again jumping in aggressively. Team Liquid's bot lane goes way too far forward. Ayla tries to save his AD carry, but will not save him this time around. That's 2 quick kills over to Evil Geniuses.
That was a 7-0 Ezreal. That just gave the kill over to a Kog'Maw. That is a big deal. Now, yeah, they're really far behind, but these are the kinds of things that you have to be super careful about for Team Liquid, because that is also going to give a dragon over. So EG will no longer feel compelled to take these fights next into the game. This really bought them a lot of time. If they were ever to hold on, it starts with a play like what we just saw.
You got to get a couple more of those, though, because they're not out of the weeds yet. The Dragon's big because it slows down the Dragon stacking, but this is not big for Evil Geniuses. Harry stuck around, finds contracts alone after the objective's taken and picks up another kill.
And really good timing there out of him to jump onto contracts. Just knowing or suspecting, hey, somebody has base. They probably have left now. Tony, don't tempt Jenkins. It hasn't worked.
Jojo, I don't know if you win this. He jumps onto Harry. Harry's got a lot of life steal, a lot of sustain, but actually Jojo Pyun, he dives into the turret.
Oh!
Jojo Pyun does it. He 1v1 to Harry.
That was
Put
sick.
this man on LCS, dude. I got no more excuses not to. Jojo Pyun putting on a carry performance for the ages right now.
The solo kill that EG needed. It gets him a turret too. That was a really big kill from Evil Geniuses, showing signs of life that members are still actively looking for ways to claw themselves back into this game. And now that's 2 items on Tristana. We've seen what Tristana with the Phantom Dancer can do, and there are no real tanks yet on the side of TL. So Phantom Dancer with the Kraken Slayer, you start whacking away at the Diana, the Leah, even the Rel as they jump in. It really will start to add up when you factor in that also Kog'Maw has a Hurricane. So they are down some gold, but if the engage from TL doesn't kill the carries right away, there's still plenty of damage on EG to win the fight.
Team Blue going for that full budget Kog'Maw build, not even completing a mythic item yet, but still the double legendary items have come through, and Evil Geniuses on the current map state find themselves with a slight control of the bottom side of the river. bottom side of their own jungle, getting some wards down. They were seeing maybe they catch somebody from Team Liquid in a rotation, but that dragon was already taken. 3 minutes till the next one. I think this is a moment for them to breathe, but how long can they hold their breath? Because this is a 6K gold lead right as Baron is spawning. We're only 20 minutes in, and it kind of feels like we've been here for an eternity, Crumbs. The amount of action that we've seen, 24 kills in 20 minutes. This is definitely living up to the most even match of the day so far.
Yeah, and I think that unless TL start to position around Baron, EG will be happy to continue to drag this on. TL needs to be pressing their advantage right now. They're doing so by grouping up around the blue side, denying vision, and getting themselves ready for a fight. Lee Sin is on the way, but EG's going.
They're hard committing for this. EV Geniuses want to go forward. Ayla tries to re-engage. That's a huge Diana engage from Armeo. And Team Liquid run through the fight. Triple kill over to Yan. Jenkins diving Jojo Pion onto the turret. And Tony Top's still alive. He's at least able to trade back onto Yan, but he's in a 1v2 situation. Harry and Jenkins jump on him. A double kill to Jenkins, and Team Liquid will win the fight.
It's a 3 for 5 for TL. They're continuing to accelerate the game. The fight is scrappy. It really is, because it didn't start with all the members there at the same time, yet they caught the carries quickly. Ayla's engage was huge. Team Luke, Jojo could barely move out of that one, and by the time that Jenkins and Harry arrived, the fight was already won. EG, though, still haven't lost the Baron, so it's not critical damage yet, but if this was a fight, the referees are really considering a medical intervention.
Look at this. Ayla, Harry, boom. Moonfall onto 3. Absolutely brutal combo. And Tony Top kept them in that, right? He got the flank and he was able to trade a couple kills back, but Evil Geniuses might have just cut out Ayla here as he's trying to get vision around the Baron. This is not what Team Liquid want. If they lose their support right here, he is getting out. There's the equalizer down, though. Evil Geniuses, they realize they have to hard commit. They have to find these kinds of plays, and they need to keep the pressure on the Team Liquid. Flash and heal out of Yan. That is a big pick. Oh! Not even close, baby. Mystic Quest flashes the Mystic shot.
The Ice Cream Man lives another day.
Yeah, he's putting in overtime right now, giving all the kids some goodies to enjoy. Jojo Pyun catching this mid-wave right now. The rest of Evil Geniuses here. They have some hope. Crumbs. I'm starting to believe, even though I gave up hope a while ago, but they're still fighting. They're still bringing it to Team Liquid despite being down 8,000 gold right now. And Team Liquid, if they keep getting caught like that, they will throw this game.
The gold lead keeps growing for TL, and now they'll have that third objective, but it's always about the items. There is just a ginormous disparity between the top 2v2. I think that's where the largest part of the gold rests on Team Liquid's side. It's a 5-0 Akali against a 1-5 set. Kind of the same story for the jungle. The itemization is fairly identical in the mid and the bot lanes, and that's where EG is counting on. It's just that Armeo and Jenkins are so good at diving the backline. They have stopwatches now. They can hard commit going after Team Luke and Jojo, and once they touch them, that's it. It's a death touch for them.
Okay, Evil Geniuses. They got one play right now, Crumbs, and that's apparently engage onto Ayla. Hard commit all of your CC onto the Rel. Worked for them a couple times, but Ayla doesn't go down this time around. And what else is Team Liquid getting on the map? They got pushed top, they got pushed bot side. Evil Geniuses don't find the play, and Team Liquid having such a dominant position on the map here. They're looking to, confirm that their last couple picks were just that. They were a couple sloppy picks, but overall, they still have this lead. They still have control over the game. And with all this pressure in these lanes, they can now take vision control around Baron.
That's what they want to do again. Get another fight like the last one. Ayla will have his flash up, and interestingly, Team Luke will not. So if they can just kill the Kog'Maw right away, there is no chance for EG. If there ever was any, that is how to entirely erase it. So if they can get a fight before that spell comes back up, Team Liquid's chances of winning are just so high that EG will feel like they have to take the fight, but will be so reluctant at doing so.
Well, let's take a look at the items right now, Crumbs, because it seems like the teams are setting up for a big objective fight, right? There's nothing else on the map but the Baron, so before we see that happen, Evil Genius it's all in the Jojo Pin basket right now. He's got 3 items completed, the Lord Doms along with his Mythic and another legendary item. But on the other side of Team Liquid, they got multiple damage threads, right? Jenkins, 3 items completed. Yan with 3 items completed. These carries will start to pack a massive punch. Evil Geniuses have to play around this Tristana, get those resets off, and then win the fight through kind of a split focus rather than just clumping up and getting wombo combos.
TL just dominating the left side, avoiding... Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, Mr. Quest misses that Winter's Bite. That it hit Yan, maybe they go for it. And Equalizer goes down blind onto 0 members. Team Liquid say, okay, maybe this is our time to fight now. Maybe we can engage. Jenkins teleports in deep, but he's all alone. Backs off. Evil Geniuses, they back off as well. But important to know, Team Liquid backing off towards the Baron. They should have priority around this.
2 key ultimates have been used before this dragon fight. The ones you want to have in the pit, the Glacial Fissure and the Equalizer, they are down. EG needs to fight, and Team Liquid wants to give it to them.
Ayla with the flank on the top half here. No one from Evil Geniuses has spotted him out. So Ayla, we gotta track this Rel. Can he find it? Look at Evil Geniuses all grouped up together. Now they realize, wait a minute, we lost track of the Rel. And the combo comes through for Team Liquid. Shredding through Evil Geniuses. They never stood a chance with Ayla flanking like that. This is the support player we highlighted, loves the engagers, and this is exactly why Team Liquid will win the fight. They'll get the Baron, they'll get everything on the map, and Evil Geniuses get aced.
It just wasn't close. The whole game from start to finish, TL have been dominating Evil Geniuses. They played it calm, they played it collected, they knew exactly how they had to win the fight. It had to come through a fight at the Baron pit, blanking these carries before the flash came up, finds a beautiful engage, catches Jojo and Team Luke in the same play. It doesn't get any better than that.
They're not ending right now, but Team Liquid with these resets. Oh, look at these item spikes that they're hitting right now. This is 3 items on everybody at this point. But looking at that replay again, what an engage.
Both carries, and then Diana comes in with the ultimate that hits both of them. That's just picture perfect. Catching a carry one time is good enough for a support. Be like, that's a really good engage. You caught the carry. Catching both. It's your raise.
I think multiple members of Team Liquid Academy are going to be talking about their contracts coming up soon. Like, hey, remember that initial rate we agreed on? Well, how about if we win Academy? How about that? So they got a ways to go before that happens, but they're making a statement right now against Evil Geniuses, who are also looking like a very strong roster of players. We were hyped on them coming into this split, thinking that this Evil Geniuses Academy should be a contender for that top spot, just based on what we've seen from a lot of these players in the amateur scene. Players like Contracts have been around for a while. And Team Liquid, with Jenkins getting multiple practices in the LCS and in Academy, having a great performance on the Akali, 6-0-4. Yan, the bot lane that I foolishly said might be the weak side for Team Liquid, 11-2-4 for Team Liquid. What a performance here coming back in this series. Evil Geniuses posturing around this dragon. Can they steal it? Nope. Goes over to Team Liquid. That's Dragon Soul. That's another pickup on the Tony top. And bottom turret? How are Team Liquid getting 3 things at once? This is illegal.
Well, it's about to be tried and tested, and it's gonna be over because Team Liquid's just gonna end the game already. There's no one on EG to defend the base.
He's alive. Ayla's out. Team Luke should get that ult. Oh, he doesn't. Ayla's still alive, and he can stop the back. Oh, no, True Shot Barrage will do that. Never mind, this is game. Team Liquid with multiple members in the base. Evil Geniuses trying to base race with Jojo Pyun mid. Valiant effort, Jojo Pyun. But at the end of the day, Team Liquid too far ahead will take game number 2 and will put themselves up 1 game against their rivals in Evil Geniuses.
Team Liquid really showing up. The first day of Summer Split, they played really well, and they haven't dropped the beat. It looks like their flexibility is really coming together, and they especially get mad when you lose a game that maybe they feel like they shouldn't have lost, like the one that they just played, with the composition that seems nearly unbeatable almost every time. we see it on the screen. So I think that Team Liquid is showing enough of the pools that they are actually practicing, and then the ones that they might be best at, because this kind of comp, the hyper diving with assassins, just looked so good. And this is the start where after a kill in the bot lane, Team Liquid end up looking for more. They do lose the support, but Jojo actually ends up living, and then this is how the Ezreal gets ahead. Yeah, oh no, don't walk up.
Right into turret range. You could tell as soon as he did it, you could tell he stepped back. He was only in that turret range for a fraction of a second, but then the dives just kept coming. Crumbs, this was repeat focus on the bot side.
When the Kog'Maw is so far behind and needs the Braum to stay down there, you know exactly where the enemy's going to be. All that's going to take is just calling multiple members, knowing that you have enough damage to take them down, and that's exactly what TL did to just continue to punish Team Luke, who had a stark contrasting performance from game one on the Triss, then on the Kog'Maw just being relentlessly assaulted by the diving buddies of TL.
Evil Geniuses had to look for desperation plays like this, where they just try and hard force onto Ayla because they can't catch anybody else. They're not going to answer these side lanes, but Team Liquid did a really good job with their teleport usages, always making sure that they're answering the plays that Evil Geniuses are trying to put out. And I mean, you just see, like, every play Evil Geniuses attempt, there's a counter. This is the biggest one. Look at this engage. 4-man ult stun, plus the follow-up coming in from Armeo. Just brutal.
Great bait there out of TL, using the Baron to start the fight, get the members to check in. Ayla came in from an angle that you usually don't expect. Thought that maybe he was a bit. All right. And I think that's going to be the end of the replays for us, as the rest get even more one-sided.
We don't need to see what happened at the end of that game. I think we all remember relatively well. But we actually have Armeo ready for an interview for our post-game Verizon interview segment here. I'm excited to talk to Armeo because this is a jungler, again, that's been around the scene for a while. Armeo, congratulations on the win for game number 2 right there.
Thank you.
It's a little bit of a stop. I'm not going to lie. We're just going to call it as it is. Were you worried at all with that Tristana trying to backdoor you at the end?
No, I personally was not. Like we had a bot wave with Baron, so I was not worried about the Tristana backdooring. I've seen the LCS games with the Tristana backdoor, but I said just go bot when I saw mid, because I knew I could get Dragon in time, and if they go Dragon/mid, we'll just end the game bot. So that's basically what happened.
All right.
Fair enough.
What is your take on the jungle meta right now? Because we're seeing a lot of Rumble paired with things like the Nautilus, but then the answers are the Dianas or even the Fiddlesticks. And then if that's not the case, teams are highly prioritizing the Zins, the Karma with the Kindred like you just played as well. So where do you see jungle developing right now?
Yeah, I think there's like a couple different types of drafts, kind of like what you said. Like there's like the Enchanter combos where you'll play Zin, Kindred, you know, maybe Olaf if you want to play Olaf, you know, any type of champions like that. And those comps are usually good against things like Rumble, right? Because Shields and Shurelya's are so good against Rumble. And then there's like those AP jungles, like they're kind of solo queue like AP jungles, but they're good in pro too. Like Diana just farms so fast once you get items. It just one shots every objective and has good AoE in team fights. Like if the Diana gets out of early game and nothing like bad happens, then the champion's really strong. It's the same thing with Fiddlesticks. Like if nothing bad happens, then you're gonna feel pretty good. Whereas like Rumble, like would beat me when we won in a river fight or something, as Diana probably will do better in skirmishes. But if those champions get out of like early game, then it's usually pretty strong.
I appreciate the insight into the meta, because the jungle meta is fascinating to follow right now. There's so many picks that seem viable and so many things that counter other things. I want to bring our next question over towards more of looking at the field of junglers currently in Academy, because we got a lot of names. You just went up against Contracts, a name that you've had a lot of experience playing against before. But we also have other newer names coming into the scene, names like Kenvi, names like NXI. So I'm just curious your thoughts as a jungler who's had a lot of chance now to play in Academy here in the spring and now in the summer. What's your opinion of the field of junglers? Who do you think is the top competition for you right now?
Yeah, I think the pool is definitely pretty strong. Probably the strongest individual player I play against would be Kenvi, so just like individual skill. But I think Contracts is good. You know, I think Surefire is good as well, and there's other good players as well. But probably those would be my top 3 opponents, unless I'm forgetting someone in Academy that I normally play against. yeah, definitely Kenvi has some pretty impressive mechanics.
Are mechanics the area that you think are really what you're bringing to the table right now? I mean, you can play a lot of these carry champions, but you've been playing around for a long time. You might be able to say that leadership, being a veteran is your strength. Like, what do you think is the strength that you bring to the table that other junglers just don't have?
I think I do multiple things as well. I worked on my mechanics a lot, like in last off season and like so far this year, because it's something I started struggling with a little bit, and then I think I brought it back a lot. Like I've been playing very well in like solo queue and stuff, and overall I feel like I'm keeping up with like all like the good mechanical players. Um, Leadership isn't something that's like supernatural to me, but it's something I've had to like definitely work on this year. So I think I've improved on it a lot. A lot of it is like sometimes just helping your teammates like how they need to learn. Like it's hard to describe, but like sometimes they have weird ways of like reacting to mistakes and stuff. Like maybe whether it be like tilt or just like excuse, like all these type of things. So I've tried to like work on that to like help my teammates out.
Cool. I like it. That's a very wholesome answer. Arme, I'm going to pass you maybe the hardest question that we've prepared for you today. So if you need to take some time to think about it, totally understand this is the last one. I'm noticing that we got some impressive beards on camera currently. So if you could rate in order of impressiveness of the beards, mostly what I'm interested in is in your opinion of mine versus Crumb's. But if we want to put yours in there as well, what would your tier list be?
I'll just look at your guys. It's very, very close. I think the bald head combination with the beard is just too powerful, though. So he's gonna have to take it. Okay, yeah. It's just the combination is too strong. Your beard is good too.
I would
have
given it to him too.
Okay.
He actually has the full connection. You guys have full connect. I don't have the full chain connect.
Yeah, it's you know, you'll get there, Crumbs. Just put in a little more effort.
I don't actually think I will.
Drink a little more black coffee. I think that you'll be catching up and no problem. But thank you so much, Romeo. Any final shout outs that you want to give for anybody on the team, anybody watching from home right now?
Shout out to everyone on the team and shout out to the fans. You know, we got the LCS ringer here, Bob Jenkinson, as well. So shout out to him.
True.
You know, he played a lot of games
excited
this
to
week,
see
so,
you. Yeah, he did. He's probably earning himself a vacation at the end of the split. But thank you so much, Romeo, for taking the time, and congratulations on the win yet again.
Thank you.
All right, what a guy. Sorry, Crumbs, I had to do it to you. But if you notice, he slipped in a little bald burn there too. So I think that at the end of the day, we're kind of net even in the tier list.
It's not a burn. It's not a burn. It's a look. There are plenty of people around the world that do, and the way you even said it as well, if you even thought about shaving, very aerodynamic. It actually is better for the environment because you use less shampoo. You don't actually need to put a lot of other things in your head. The way that you don't need a comb. I mean, I'm just building lists at this point.
All right, well, we'll get off of this one. And also, I just got to say it, Riot August, I did it first. But anyway, that's going to be it for game number 2 or match number 2 of the day. We got Immortals Academy going up against Dignitas Academy after this. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Academy action.